Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing well. Long time no see on YouTube. I know every single time I upload a new video on YouTube, that's the only thing I have to say to start the video. Because YouTube is a lot of work, you guys. Like it's a lot of work. And I'm pretty active on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, do follow me there. I'll link it down below in the description box. Yeah, so for now I'm here because I wanted to start this series. I wanted to start this series and talk to you guys about a couple of things, not a couple of things, a few things that I have in my mind, which I feel like I know about, but then they're also kind of like my opinions, and I could be completely wrong. You could just not agree with me. So I thought it'd be like a good idea for me to like get ready, do my makeup, and also like talk about these things. And yeah, we can have a discussion. These videos might get a little bit long because obviously I'll be talking and I talk a lot, but I'll try that कि इतनी ज़्यादा लंबी ना हो. I will try my best, but most probably मुझे लगता है कि काफ़ी लंबी हो जाएगी. But yeah, so the topics that I would want to like discuss, there'll be different topics for sure. I'm sure that I'll have like what I do. So I'm into the beauty industry. I make makeup. मेरा एक brand है makeup का जिसका नाम है Z Beauty. तो I feel like ये चीज़ ये काम मैं 3 साल से कर रही हूँ. 3 साल से है मैंने 3 साल से ऊपर हो गए हैं जब मैंने brand शुरू किया था. I've made a lot of products. And I have a really good idea about how to do that, and I also really have a good idea about पाकिस्तान की ब्यूटी इंडस्ट्री, राइट. सो वो कैसी थी जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया था और अब कैसी है. सो देयर हैज़ बीन अ लॉट ऑफ चेंज. अब काफ़ी चेंजेस आए हैं, most of them for the good, right? So I wanted to discuss a few things that I had in mind around that. Maybe that will help you guys decide what you want to use when it comes to makeup. Also, if you're thinking of starting your brand, maybe these kinds of things, these kinds of topics will help you out deciding if you want to do that. And yeah, and just to have like a general discussion, like as I said, these are my opinions. These are not facts, or maybe some of them are facts, but most of them are my opinions. So I could be completely wrong as well. So I'm sorry if you think that I'm wrong. I'm always open to like knowing new things. So if you have certain thing that you want to share with me, do share it with me. It might change my opinion completely. So yeah, without further ado, let's start getting ready and let's start. I don't have anything on my face right now. I'll apply some moisturizer, and this is from Kiehl's. It's Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. I really like this moisturizer, by the way. It's such a nice, like pretty standard, no nonsense kind of moisturizer.
The one that has SPF in it doesn't. There is one without SPF as well, so. No, I like SPF, so I love sunscreen. I mean, usually get I have SPF that applies, so. Yeah.
I'll apply some lip balm. Acha, so the first thing I wanted to discuss about a thing that I had in my mind was to do with the concept of dupes. So I remember when I started Zay, at that time, ये dupes का बड़ा एक कोई कॉन्सेप्ट था, और dupes क्या समझे जाते थे या क्या उनको कह कर प्रमोट किया जाता था कि they are basically just like they're a fancy name for fake products, and by fake products I actually mean products जो बिल्कुल कॉपी होते हैं. So for example, हुदा ब्यूटी का एक product है उसका eyeshadow palette, and उसके same replica बनाया है. Replica is another word, and they were calling it, oh, it's a quality dupe, or I don't know, a best quality dupe. I don't know, they have some standard number one dupe or something, right? So, and it's this, and लोग actually लेते भी थे, and it used to really annoy me. Well, that was one of the reasons I actually started the brand, because I saw a lot of that happening, people buying fake makeup and very easily like flaunting and using it, which used to bother me. It was like, yeah, ये एक तो copy makeup है, किसी की मेहनत को आपने सेम टू सेम कॉपी मार दिया, राइट. एंड दूसरा, आई मीन, it's much cheaper than the original product. Actually, it's cheaper than even a drugstore product. So you don't even know कि कहाँ से बन के आया है और किसने इसको बनाया है और इसके अंदर क्या क्या है. and that used to really bother me. Anyways, उसके बाद भी once I launched, as I said, उस वक्त ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा था. I'm gonna apply a primer. This is Honest Beauty matte primer. So yeah, so जब मैंने मेकअप ब्रांड स्टार्ट किया था तब भी ये चीज़ बहुत कॉमन थी. लाइक there were a lot of like these online pages selling यार ये तो मतलब I've used it a second time this primer, but ये वाकई में काफ़ी मैटिफाइंग है. मतलब मेरी स्किन बिल्कुल मैट हो गई है. So if you're into matte skin, you might like it a lot. So yeah, so जब मैंने उस वक्त भी हाँ, so there were a lot of pages selling these like tubes, and I saw a lot of like influencers also promoting these products. So actually saying, oh ये हुदा ब्यूटी का dupe है, बहुत अच्छी quality का है, you should buy it. And again, it used to bother me a lot. Actually, it still bothers me a lot. Not used to. And I used to get really like यार क्या मुसीबत है यार, मतलब why are you buying this product? एक तो उन्होंने कॉपी मारी है, ठीक है, and I will discuss the copying bit a little bit later. But yeah, so एक तो उन्होंने कॉपी मारी है, सेम टू सेम वो प्रोडक्ट बनाया है जो किसी और की मेहनत है, राइट. और दूसरा वो इतना सस्ता है कि यू कांट इवन टेल कि उस प्रोडक्ट के अंदर यूज़ क्या हुआ होगा. बाय द वे, आई एम अप्लाइंग दिस बोइंग concealer. This is the number 3 concealer. It's actually a corrector more than it's a brightening. तो मैं इसको corrector की तरह यूज़ करती हूँ. So I felt कि मतलब it's very wrong to use those products, obviously, and even like telling other people to use those products. I mean, it was wrong. You can buy drugstore products if you can't, you don't have that much money to buy like these very expensive products, which is completely understandable. If you're a student, if you're working, a lot of times you don't have money like, to buy these such expensive makeup. So you can just buy drugstore stuff, right? So you don't, they were not a lot of local brands at that time. जब they launch हुआ था, so that option wasn't there. But there were so many like these drugstore brands available, right? So you can actually buy those. You don't have to buy these substandard dupes. Now, coming to dupes. So I just want to clarify what dupes are. These products were said to be dupes, but they were not actually dupes. Dupes क्या होते हैं? So what dupes are, the word dupe came out from, I think I started seeing it a lot internationally in a lot of these pages which were posting similar colors to for one brand with another. So for example, if I'm giving an example of Huda Beauty again because that's like a well-known brand. Huda Beauty has lipstick shade, and then there is another brand which is called Wet n Wild. They have a similar lipstick shade. It could be because they made that shade. It could be that Wet n Wild made that shade before than Huda Beauty. So it's not like they copied each other. It's just that there was a similar shade. And Wet n Wild one is way, way, way cheaper than the Huda Beauty one, right? So that's the dupe is. So there are two brands which are existing in their own space, but for some reason their shades are matching and one of them is cheaper, so they're saying, oh, this is a dupe. Sometimes they're not even cheaper. Sometimes they're just the same amount, but one of them is not available anymore and the other one is. There could be any reason, but these are dupes. This is the concept of a dupe product. Was being called dupe, which I saw in our beauty community, wasn't actually a dupe. It was like fake copied makeup. That's what it's called. Like it's fake makeup, right? So it's like there is a copy of an original thing and it's fake. It's not original. It's fake. It's not a dupe. If you're still calling these kinds of products dupe, please do stop doing that. Don't call them dupes. They're not dupes. They are actually fake copies of an original product which some other brand made after investing a lot, doing a lot of R&D, doing a lot of you know a lot of mehnat that goes into making a product, campaigns and marketing and all of that stuff. And there's another manufacturer which just took it and just like copy, 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 and then there are sellers which are selling that. So wrong, wrong, wrong. Shouldn't be happening at all. Now, coming to these cheap, substandard, low quality, fake makeup, and also if it's not fake, just substandard, cheap quality makeup that is available very easily in the Pakistani beauty market. Um, I've seen eyeshadows for 1,000, 1,500 rupees. I've seen foundations for 3, 4, 500 rupees. Guys, so the issue is with that I make makeup myself, right? So I know how much it costs to make makeup. I know how much it costs um, to get a lipstick made or a foundation made or um, or eyeshadow palette made, and those costs don't add up because एक तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट होती है, ठीक है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट के ऊपर होती है शिपिंग कॉस्ट, देन शिपिंग कॉस्ट के ऊपर होती है the customs and the taxes you have to pay when you import in Pakistan. फिर उसके बाद ऑब्वियसली मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट होती है, मार्जिन्स होते हैं, all of that stuff, right? बहुत कुछ होता है. I've just about applied foundation, and ये जो costs है ना, 1,000 का palette, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 का palette, 300, 400 की lipstick, they just don't add up, especially if they're made out of Pakistan. If they're made within Pakistan, yeah, then maybe. Like Madonna ki lipstick ki prices make sense to me. I don't have any issues with that because they are made in Pakistan. But if the products are made in outside Pakistan, it doesn't make sense. How are these products being made, right? So what could be the reason why these products are so cheap? So there could be a few reasons that I can think of, and I'm gonna lay it out in front of you. The first thing is they're using bad substandard ingredients, right? They're using very bad ingredients to make these products. They are cheap, they are probably harmful, they are not to be used to make makeup or anything for that matter. The second reason could be that the factory they're made in isn't following the rules and regulations it's supposed to follow. So I know from my work with the different, I'm sorry if I'm like here, yeah, my work with different suppliers, I always ask for their certifications, right? So certifications include their license to actually do that kind of business. Then they have cleanliness certifications. Then I always ask for pictures of their facility. I ask for the actual manufacturing videos that have happened. I look at their reviews. I look at all of that stuff. So if they are not following all of these protocols, right? So if they're not having the cleanliness protocols being followed, if they don't have the proper certifications, then if they don't have the proper labors, if they don't have all of that, then obviously the total cost to produce a certain product will automatically reduce, right? Which means that the overall cost of manufacturing a product is low. But that also means that you're getting your product made from potentially a factory, or you're buying a product made in a factory which can cause harm to you, rather than anything good. Maybe you look pretty for 5 minutes, but over time it can actually harm your skin, it can harm your body. So yeah, so that's the second reason. The third reason is that they're importing within Pakistan in a way which is not legal. I don't know what that way is. I don't know. But maybe there is. Maybe there is a way, because honestly, these prices don't make sense to me. They really don't make any sense to me. Like, how could a product be this cheap? नहीं समझ में आती, right? So this could be another reason, which means that they are doing something against the law. If you're importing cosmetics within Pakistan, you have to pay 49% of the price of the product as customs and taxes and all of that stuff that you have to pay. 49%, you guys. So if, for example, a product is for $1, in the manufacturing cost is $1, you actually have to pay 1.49 for that product, which is obviously making the price of the overall product high. So these are the few reasons I could really think of on top of my head, which kind of give me an impression that's why the products are cheap. Now, if the products are made of substandard ingredients, if the products are made in a factory which is not clean, and if the products are imported within Pakistan, are being imported within Pakistan, kind of illegally, then why would you want to use those products? Harming your body, I'm taking the powder. This is the Fenty Beauty powder in the shade Butter. Just gonna set my under eyes with it. So yeah, you're harming your body, you're harming your country's economy, and overall you're not doing something which is legal. Now the issue is that there are not any regulations around this, regulations in a sense that in terms of ingredients and listing the ingredients on the packaging and all of that stuff, there are no regulations around it. They're not just in Pakistan, they're not there even in the US and all that. Obviously there are some ingredients you shouldn't use in the products which are very clear, but they're not being regulated. Also, the brands are not, and the sellers are not being asked to list the ingredients on the products. I remember before I launched Zay Beauty, I saw a lot of products which were being sold in Pakistan, and none of them had ingredients on it. For me, it was very important that I put ingredients on every product. Like, it was so important. So all the ingredients are listed on the packaging of Zay. So this is the one of the palettes. So there are ingredients listed here, and also they're listed on the website. So under each product, the ingredients are listed. Ingredients. Why would you want to buy a product which is an eyeshadow palette, for example, for I'm doing a very basic neutral eye, so I'm using this Mod Scott palette. I use the shade Maria. So what I'm saying is, why would you want to put stuff on your face? You don't know where it came from. You don't know where it was made. You don't know what ingredients have gone into them. You don't even know how did it reach where it reached, right? So it's like so many different like questions which should be answered before you buy any product. The reason it's better to always buy from a reliable brand or from a brand is because, first of all, they can be held accountable if something goes wrong. So if, for example, you develop an allergy or something from their product, you can actually tell the brand, dude, like, what is this, like, why did this happen? So I would highly encourage you guys to not buy products which are cheap, super cheap, makeup products which are super cheap, which just don't make sense. For example, a lipstick made outside of Pakistan for 300-400 rupees just doesn't make sense. It's just not possible. Eyeshadow palette for 1500 rupees just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense, you guys. It just doesn't make sense. A foundation for 400-500 rupees does not make sense. It just doesn't. And I would also like to encourage I know there's a huge market out there of people who cannot afford very expensive makeup, right? And that's the kind of problem which local brands are trying to tackle, right? Brands like Zay Beauty and other brands that are there, that's what they're trying to tackle. So their products are not as expensive as international brands, but they're not cheap as those substandard products which you should not use. So maybe buy them, maybe use them. And I'm not doing any kind of self promotion. Trust me, it's not about that. I mean, the number of people who watch my YouTube videos is not that big as well. So this is not any kind of promotion of Say Beauty, indirect promotion. I'm just stating my humble opinions of what I think about these very, very cheap products, because they just don't make sense. I don't think they should be there. It just doesn't make sense. So instead of buying them, buy something which you know is from the right source, but is more affordable. If you cannot afford a Huda Beauty palette, they are expensive, man. Then don't buy it. Buy I don't know, palette from Say Beauty or some other palette from a local brand, which are much expensive compared to these other brands. Probably the same quality. So I would highly, highly recommend you take that route. Make sure that if you're buying any product, the ingredients are listed on them and you know what has gone into it. It's from a brand and you can hold them accountable if something just doesn't make sense or something goes wrong. So yeah, that is my opinion on the whole thing. And yeah, thing I wanted to discuss here was the concept of copying. So copying meaning like local brands copying international brands, or copying the concept of their campaigns, and just like copying in general. I am never okay with that. I'm never okay with um, brands copying other brands. Sometimes, no, a lot of times, you take inspirations, right? So by that, what I mean is, for example, you will see like a brand launching cream blushes, then another international brand launching cream brushes. This would mean that there is a trend of cream blushes in the market. And just an example. So, following the trend, we should also launch cream blushes, and obviously have its own take on your own take on it, and the colors and all of that, which makes sense. It's just like the fashion brands do. Once the fashion, sorry, like the fashion brands do, like once there is a certain trend that starts, uh, they all have to obviously follow it because they want to sell a product which everyone would want, which makes sense. That's fine. But I'm talking about blatantly copying the product, their packaging, the the concept, the colors, everything. It's also a kind of that fake product situation. They wouldn't obviously launch the fake product with its logo and like a somewhat same logo and all of that, but then they would kind of copy something which somebody has spent a lot of time and money and, you know, a lot of time and money and efforts in, and it's not okay. It's honestly not okay. As I said, taking inspiration is one thing, copying is one thing, and copying is never okay. I know they say that copying is the best form of flattery or whatever that is, but I don't think so. I'm never okay with it. I'm never okay. I'm never fine with it. And there have been instances where certain things that we have done have been copied by other brands, and we are such a small brand in Pakistan, and I've never been okay with it. I've never been fine with it. I will never be fine with it. It's just not okay. You know, it's such a tricky situation to be in. I would love to call those brands out. I would love to be like, oh, you copied me, you shouldn't. But then it's so scary because I don't want to target someone and I don't want to start a controversy. I know everyone loves controversies online, but I don't want to be in the middle of one. I don't want to start one. I don't want to be a part of one. I don't want I don't want to be associated with one. So it's tricky. Like, how do you stop this? So maybe that's why I'm making this video. That we need to like stop doing certain things. Sorry, my husband is here, and so yeah, maybe that's why I'm making this video. I'm just trying to educate people on what is right and what is not right and what shouldn't be done. And there's another reason why I am doing all of this. The Pakistani beauty industry is so new, right? So all of these brands are popping up. They're all new. All of this is very new. It's in a development stage. People are learning more and more about makeup. They have started trusting local brands, and I feel like the industry will become what we would want it to be. So if we make it a kind of an industry where we just copying things and doing anything of ourselves, thinking outside the box, um, it's just gonna stay a mediocre place. But if we actually think outside the box, maybe it'll become the same as our fashion industries, which is amazing, by the way. Our fashion clothing industry is bomb. So maybe we need to focus more on like doing new things and thinking of new concepts rather than copying something which somebody has done before, especially like their concepts and all that. So I'm using, sorry, I'm so clumsy. So I'm using the Afrin palette and I'm using both these shades. So yeah, that was my opinion. So yeah, that was my opinion. I could be completely wrong. Again, as I said, I understand there's a huge market of people who want more affordable products, and I think that's what the Pakistani brands are trying to do. Unfortunately, Pakistan doesn't have good quality makeup manufacturers. They don't have good quality packaging manufacturers. So all of these brands which have like good, like including Zay, which have good packaging, which have good quality of makeup, they have to um, get the stuff made from outside Pakistan. They don't have a choice. Like trust me, they have to resort to places outside Pakistan for manufacturing. That increases the overall cost. Again, there's so many options available now. So much better than what it was before. So at least there are options, right? So you don't have to buy those bad quality makeup. You can just buy alternatives of that. And the alternatives are not the cheap makeup. They are not the fake dupes. They're not dupes, they're fake makeup. They're actually more affordable makeup. Serena in the shade Rangreza. And we'll be done. That's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know, it was so random. It was literally just me sitting, getting ready, and talking to you guys. But if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, do let me know in the comments. If you want me to do more of these, do let me know. And yeah, till my next video, I don't know when it's gonna be, but till then, take care, bye. I'll see you soon.